city and state that you're in the comments and tell me how many pledges. Okay. I just want to know that so I can easily, maybe somebody else can calculate where we are. But I know that we're going to have well over hundreds of appointments on today alone. So now we're going to talk a little bit more as we are in Life Insurance Awareness Month, right? That's why we're doing this Labor of Love, and while we're doing this telethon, we want to talk to business owners, right? To business owners. Business owners, there's a particular, reason why you need life insurance, right? And I want us to talk a little bit about why maybe life insurance could be important for a business owner. But I have like a special guest on today who has a passion, for business, and passion for helping people get to business. A lot of times we struggle in business because we don't have, anybody to kind of coach us through the process. Sometimes we don't understand how to get funding for it. And so he has, an inclusivity project. He's going to give me all of the links and everything so I can make sure I can put it in the chat. But it's going to tell us a lot more about, what is possible for the, for business owners. Okay. So let me go ahead and bring him on. His name is Chris Horton. So let me see. Chris, are you ready? Hold on. Wait, where'd you go? You were there. Oh, there you go. All right. I see you. Oh, okay, good. I got you.
Yes, you do.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you, family?
I'm doing so good. Can you tell me a little bit about who you are, right? Sure. What's your industry? I know you're extremely passionate, but let the people know how passionate you are as well, okay?
Absolutely. So again, thank you for having me on. I love why that she always reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm going to be doing this here. Can you do it? And, unfortunately, my family, we're going through something right now. We had and this is ideal for everyone on this call to hear this here. So my family, what we're dealing with right now down in Louisiana and Texas, I had a brother-in-law that just passed away a couple of weeks ago to COVID. We just had his funeral last Friday. And then another brother of mine is actually in the hospital. He has lost the battle to COVID and he's on a ventilator. And so today the family will be having a family meeting to discuss if we are going to take him off the ventilator or if we're going to leave him on the ventilator and let God determine his course, because the doctor said he's not going to come back from this. And it's a matter of taking him off the ventilator or allowing his heart to just stop working. So when we talk about life insurance awareness, what I have learned and what prompted the passion for the Inclusivity Project, it's not the technical assistance that we do. And so when you talk about an entrepreneur, there's 4 phases that a business is going to go through. You're a starter, you're a growth, you're in mature, you're a startup business, you're in growth mode, you are a mature business, or you're going to transition out of the business. And so we realize that there are different needs. And so the Inclusivity Project is an initiative of the Northern California Small Business Development Center. The SBDC, we are partially funded by the SBA, and we're partially funded by the state of California, the governor's office called GoBiz. And so we provide technical assistance, help you with business plans, help you with projections, help you get access to capital for your business, equipment purchasing, staffing, HR, legal, business structure. We do everything from start to exiting the business, right? And so last year, I was helping all these businesses with seeking the SBA Economic Disaster Injury Loan and helping folks with the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, and then the California Relief Grant this year, the California Rebuilding Fund. And our community was the most impacted. Our community, we didn't have a banking relationship, a business banking relationship for the banks to want to help us with the PPP. We didn't have our documentation. We didn't have records of how we were paying people. Our folks didn't even know we qualified as a sole proprietor for the Paycheck Protection Program, right?
I didn't know that either. I learned that from your program.
Right. And so as I was helping folks out, I then did some research, and the research came back that prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, there were more than 1 million Black or African-American owned businesses across this country. Within 2 months, folks, we lost 440,000. They completely shut their doors. Almost half, 41%, completely shut their doors, right? And so I was like, hold up, this doesn't make any sense to me. If the SBDC is in every county across the country, how did those 440,000 not know? Didn't get help to keep their doors open.
Yeah.
As I was going through that, my brother Fred passed away in October. My brother-in-law Wilford passed away in November. December, my Aunt Bean passed away. And December, Christmas Eve, is the anniversary of my mom's death. Woo! So going through all that death, right? Listen to what happened. My family struggled coming up with money to pay for a funeral. They all called me and said, Chris, we need help. And I'm happy to help. But the question was, did we not have any life insurance in place?
Yeah, right.
And you know, and then you found out that folks were living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, if I am a financial professional and a business expert, how does my family go through what they're going through? Did I fail my family by not bringing it to them? Now, I own a financial practice myself, and life insurance is my number one product. And the reason why it's my number one product is because we want to ensure two things happen. Most people like to talk about your death benefit. In the event that you pass away, we don't want to burden our survivors, right? With, you know, funeral costs, loss of income, and limiting the quality of life that people have. Okay. Yeah. I like to look at the living benefit while you are alive, and you can use that money. Why not be your own bank? Don't need to go to the bank. So think about it. If this team here was able to educate the country about life insurance and the living benefit, just imagine for a second how many of those 440,000 businesses that shut their doors would still be open.
Yes.
Let's stop with that. Think about that for a minute.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why that and this team is doing. This labor of love is so important. It's so important because in the event that life events happen, you don't need to depend on anyone else. You can be your own bank. You can go and get your own resources to do and handle those things when they come up unexpectedly. But you know, I got 5 deaths that I am paying for because my family hadn't been educated on the benefit of putting life insurance in place in the event of something like this.
Yeah.
So I'll pause there.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, so incredible, because it shows you that even if you get some life insurance on yourself, anybody in your family who's not protected, you should go ahead and pay for their life insurance too, right? Because you may be responsible whether sooner than later, right? It's going to end up happening, and it tells you that it's like, you know, anything can happen, right? In a world that we just lived in, particularly in, I guess we're still living in, I was going to say in 2020, I was like, we're still here. You know, in this pandemic, you know, nobody could have expected that this would happen, right? And that, you know, this would then impact us from a physical place where a lot of people have passed away, but also from career and financial place. Economically, it's definitely, you know, caused extreme hardship for people. Yeah. How do you think that like life insurance could help businesses? Like if those businesses had life insurance, how would that may have supported them, you know, not shutting their doors from what you know about business? Absolutely. Well, like I said, with the living benefit, it allows you to be your own bank. There's no credit requirement. There's no debt to income ratios. There's no collateral that you need to pledge. A life event comes up. And one of the things that I talk to business owners about is business overhead expenses and salary continuation. So imagine if in the event something happens, you go somewhere on vacation, you get injured, you come back and you can't work for 6 to 12 months. Having something in place to ensure that you are going to still be able to meet your monthly obligations. You're not going to have your quality of life disrupted. That's what these sort of tools and vehicles can do for you. I believe, and we're dealing with a current situation right now. Look at what's happening in Louisiana right now with
right? You think about what all those people are going to have to go through to rebound or to recover from this. New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, like all of these places that have been hit, not by COVID, but by hurricanes and weather. So having something like life insurance in place where in the event of an unforeseen event happens, you're not worried about having to address it with your next paycheck. And okay, am I going to be able to pay my bills, or do I take care of, keeping me safe during this pandemic that I'm going through? The same thing as, if you're needing to meet your monthly obligations, if you're a business owner and you have suppliers, you have vendors, you have employees, you didn't need the Paycheck Protection Program. You can go do your own thing and make certain that you can ensure that your employees are there. But more importantly, you are able to make certain that you and your family are taken care of. You and your family have what you need because you have this business, because you believe the business would provide you the flexibility, the freedoms, and the securities that you want. That's what life insurance can do. It gives you a peace of mind that in the event, what if, you don't have to worry about what if. You don't need to jump through the hoops, with creditors and, with insurance policies or carriers that say, oh, you need to meet these criteria. Well, hey, I have an insurance policy in place. It has a living benefit. In the event of my death, my survivors aren't struggling. My survivors aren't calling their cousin, their uncle out in California and saying, can you help us? Our relatives aren't sitting, in an obituary or in a mortuary for an extended period of time because we're scrambling, trying to scrape up pennies to pay for their final affairs. So it's really, really important to just take a look. And I can tell you from the South, listen, I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was raised in Texas. I know my mom never talked to me about life insurance. My uncles weren't talking about life insurance. Now, I know my family and us down south, we may have this superstition that, oh, if I talk about life insurance, I'm setting myself up, that something's going to happen to me. No, you can't think about it that way. That's, a limited vision of what's important. What's important are your survivors and your freedom and flexibility that if life events happen, you have something put in place, a vehicle that provides you the financial needs that you have, or the financial means that you need to address anything that comes up.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I totally agree. I grew up in California in the Bay Area, Oakland, but I went to school in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
And so people don't talk about it enough. A lot of times I feel like the older generations, they all had it, but then there was like some lack of communication in educating the generation to come after. And so it seems like, most of the generations now, millennial, Gen Xers, we don't have, life insurance, and we see it from a negative perspective a lot too.
Right. One thing, I was going to share something with you. Check this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in the days, decades ago, this vehicle, life insurance, is how the wealthy transferred wealth.
Yes.
So if we want to get on track and change this wealth gap and change generational cycles of not leaving a legacy, this is the number one way that you can do that. Next to having a home and a home onto your relatives, the next best thing is this vehicle called life insurance, because there are ways that you can structure life insurance today to ensure that the next generation has a leg up and the next generation has a leg up. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's important for people to know that this is a way that if you want to leave a legacy, this is how you can do it.
Yes, I totally agree. This is the legacy builder. I was talking to a friend and we said, this is like that one money move that can change generations to come.
Absolutely.
Right? This is a huge money move that will change generations to come. And I think that we need to understand that, especially if you look at like a history of generations of struggle, right? I say, I'm actually a psychologist, but I notice that people are like addicted to the struggle of of money challenges, right? And I realized that we can stop that struggle and stop that cycle by something as simple as just life insurance, right? You can buy it for and get, thousands from it, right? So it's something that people definitely need to do. And I like when you said life insurance gives you a peace of mind, right? It definitely gives you a peace of mind. Can you tell people a little bit more? You mentioned like the small business development centers. And I want people to be able to connect with you. So if you have a business out there and you know that you need help with your business, a lot of the information that you shared, with like the legal, the structuring, taxes, funding, a lot of people don't know when they're going into business that they need to jump into all of these things, right? Like they don't even have no concept of all of this. And so they definitely need, help. And so I want to make sure that people, are able to, get this information. So I have the Inclusivity Project. I'm about to put that up in here because I want people to go there and, tell them a little bit about what the process is. Once they go there, I know it's like a little screening. I mean, I went through the process, but I want you to go ahead and share with them.
Yeah, sure. So what ends up happening, you go to the inclusivityproject.com. It's our website, it's our landing page. It's a single place for folks to go. You can learn about the project. You can learn about what our initiatives are. We want to, help, and we want to invite 1,000 Black and African American businesses into the Inclusivity Project. We've exceeded that. We're over 1,200. So in 6 months, 1,200 in 6 months.
What? Oh
right,
my goodness.
Right.
Talk about that Project 1000 mission, you guys. That means all of his business owners also need life insurance. So we need the people to help them get there.
Absolutely. And then, the next initiative of the the next matrix of the Inclusivity Project is we want to help to connect, listen to me, folks, Black and African American entrepreneurs with $100 million to fund their business, to grow their business, to expand their business. The third thing is we want to start. So if you have an idea and you want to start a new business, we have a goal. We want to help start 100 new Black or African American businesses. And for you ladies out there, I love my mom, my sister, and my aunts. 50% of the businesses that we start are to be Black and African American women-owned businesses.
Yes, that's me.
There it is. So the initiative is really about providing you complimentary, free. Your taxpayer dollars allow us to do this. So there's no cost for you to be part of the Inclusivity Project. The Inclusivity Project is a challenge. It's not for us to challenge you like a coach who wants to train you for that next race. No, it's for you, the entrepreneur, to challenge the institution called the SBDC, to challenge overcoming systemic barriers that we have been left out, forgotten, and left on the side with these tools and resources. So all you got to do is go to theinclusivityproject.com. You sign up to join the challenge. You'll get a confirmation email with a link to a video that I'm personally welcoming you into our community, thanking you for giving us an opportunity to partner with you and support your dream, your passion, and your vision. Within 2 business days, our centralized intake, they're just going to call, welcome you, thank you, ask some questions just to understand, are you already in business? Are you getting ready to start a business? So that we can make certain that we match you up with the right advisor. Then that advisor is going to reach out to you, going to go through a needs assessment to understand what your need, what your opportunity is, and then put a game plan together. This is a lifetime of mentoring, coaching, and advising, no cost. So go ahead and sign up. Yes.
I love it. Yes. Make sure that you guys go to the Inclusivity Project. I think it's huge, right? To have direction, right? They often say that success leaves clues. It leaves crumbs, right? So if that means if you're able to get an advisor who's already had their own successful business and they're able to give you step-by-step game plan on how to make your business amazing, then you want to go ahead and take advantage of this. And then guess what? He said the magic word, free. It's free. Right. There's no cost to you for it. And that means that if you're in place and you have the right type of business plan, business structuring, and you're developing something, that $100 million funding, once they get into that area, you'll be in position to get that. And that means you can scale up your business. Maybe your business was only making $50,000. Now it can make 6 figures. Now it can make multi-6 figures. And then guess what? It could be in the 7-figure club because you get some funding to market it the way in which you need to. So everybody, make sure you go to the Inclusivity Project, sign up, right? And make sure that you are a part of that, getting these benefits. They're free. They already have 1,200 people. Therefore, they're extremely busy. Right? They probably got more, demand than they were expecting. Right? So you get a part of the beginning. The beginning is always the best.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm just thank you so much for like your passion in this area, noticing that there was a need and, you know, creating something, you know, coming with like, you know, partnering up with other people to create something very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy to be here, happy to be a resource, you know, and as I wrap this up, I just want you to know how important this is to me. So I've already, you know, I was home, you know, for my relative's funeral last Friday, and I was talking to the pastor afterwards, and he said, good to see you, and, you know, doing all that, right? And I said, Pastor, I can tell you this, when you give my eulogy, my eulogy will say that Chris Horton's legacy was the Inclusivity Project.
Yes. Amazing. Right. Putting that out there. So the Inclusivity Project, you guys know about it. And remember, connect Chris Horton to it. This is the legacy. This is the work and the passion that he's putting into like his life to make sure that he has, you know, 100 new business owners, right? That he helps 1,200 plus, right? Per year of businesses end up growing and stabilizing, you know, so what happened in the pandemic no longer ever happens, you know, to, you know, the, you know, African-American community anymore. When it comes down to business, right? We're so innovative in our ideas and throwing things out there, but we don't have the good stability and foundation. And that's what the Inclusivity Project is going to help you with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So much. Thank you so much. And just our first testimonial person recently had a death. You also had a death. So let's give some love and some prayers to you. You know, that hopefully that you're practicing some self-care, that you're not too much of a workaholic. Like I say, like, you know, take a nap, you know what I'm saying? You know, have yourself like a nice little, like, you know, massage or do something to just enjoy life on today as well. And some people said that they're calling their family in Louisiana right now, right? You gave them people like, let's talk to the people who are not talking about this information.
Absolutely. And don't keep the Inclusivity Project a secret, because I just want everyone to know this is it's a national program. So I've talked to the center director of the Louisiana SBDC, state SBDC. So if you got folks back home and if they need help, hey, I'm going to put my phone number in the chat, because I'm not a secret. I'm not trying to hide from you. If you have a need, reach out. Everyone in this Inclusivity Project is an extended family member of mine. You are all cousins, aunts, and uncles that I'm meeting for the first time. And you're saying, family, I want. That's all you got to do.
Yes. Hold on. I want to put it in the chat. So thank you so much. Make sure that you guys see this. So Chris Horton is giving his phone number out, right? I think that he's doing too much. I don't know how he's going to be able to like handle people calling him. However, you know, that's what I'm like, that was actually the opposite of the self-care thing that I was by giving out your phone number to people. However, I mean, it definitely shows how committed and dedicated that he is to making sure you get this information. I would say going to the Inclusivity Project first, right? You know, don't give him, you know, don't call him with like little things. You know, let's get started. You know, I have a wonderful advisor. You know, I'm gonna give her a shout out, Bernice Johnson. You know, and Bernice is just like my favorite anyway. She was one of my first business coaches back in the day. So it's awesome to be reconnected with her in the Inclusivity Project, just holding yourself accountable. So everybody, make sure you guys go there. I just want to say thank you one more time. I'll put your information up one more time.
You should.
All right, we're done. Okay. You know, but, you know, he gave us some great information as to getting your business together. That's what's important. It looks like we have people, you know, saying thank you to you, right? Your words were like gold, right? Like gold, right? Prayers for you and your family, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
But it seems like the team in Memphis is making appointments and getting pledges. Awesome. All right, so you like have people going to different like states and they're thinking. Thank you, Chris. A lot of people sending you prayers to you and your family.
Thank you.
And just like keep and everybody said keep doing too much, right? Like I said,
I'm going to. I joke around. I tell folks, listen, God put me on this earth for a mission. And the things that I know, the tools that I have access to, they're not meant to go in the grave with me. They're meant to be imparted upon folks that need it. And God has a great place for me to rest when he brings me home.
Yes. So you'll sleep later.
I'll sleep
right?
later. Yep.
You'll sleep later. So yeah, I love it. Keep doing too much, right? Go out there and keep doing too much, and make sure that you have to have some fun and enjoyment as well.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Make sure everybody knows the Inclusivity Project. I would say sign up for it right now. You don't want to allow time to pass, because then procrastination sets in, and then you forget about it.
Right.
So sign up for it, so they'll be in order for them to give you a call. Okay. So, all right. Thank you so much, Chris. We're going to let you go, and I'm going to put your number out there because we still keep doing too much. All right. Bye.
Bye now.
Wow, everybody. How incredible was that? Chris Horton really gave us some gems, like, to really hold on to. And based on his own personal story and his own personal testimony as to why, business is important, but also why life insurance is important, right? I mean, that was like 5 family deaths and 5 families not prepared, right? 5 families that were not prepared. Can you, how incredible is that we're not sharing this information enough, right? We need to be sharing this information enough, because 5 families should have never not been prepared back to back, right? So we want to make sure that families are